Let's talk about what would happen if you had poor sleep. So, what actually happens over time if you're sleep deprived? Well, I think this might shock you because what you have to realize every single cell in your body is connected to this internal clock that controls your circadian rhythms. So, let's go through this. First of all, you're going to be tired, right? You're going to have chronic fatigue. You're not going to have the energy. Then your cognitive function will definitely suffer. Your memory is not going to be that great. You're going to lose creativity, imagination, coming up with good ideas. And then your focus and concentration are going to be off. So you'll have brain fog. Your mood will suffer. Okay. You're going to have more anxiety, more depression, more irritability. You're going to have more overall stress. In other words, you're not going to be a happy camper. All right. Your heart is greatly influenced by your sleep. The risk for getting a heart attack goes up. The risk of getting a stroke goes up. People tend to have more high blood pressure when they're not sleeping. So if you think about it, the heart has to constantly pump 24/7. It doesn't have a chance to sleep unless when you're sleeping, it can rest a little bit. Your hormones, the endocrine system is greatly influenced by your sleep cycles. Testosterone, libido is negatively affected by poor sleep. Infertility is another issue if you have poor sleep. If you don't sleep that well, your inflammation goes up. You might have more pain. You get worsened blood sugars, okay? Because the cortisol that increases when you're not sleeping, the stress hormone, is a glucocorticoid. So your body starts making more sugar even when you're not eating it. So you start to have worsened blood sugars. That's going to lead to more weight gain. People don't realize that the majority of fat that they burn is at night when they're sleeping. Okay, if you're not sleeping, guess what? You're not going to lose weight and you could potentially gain weight. Your immune system is highly influenced by the quality of sleep. People that don't sleep are more susceptible to getting infections because they have a weakened immune system. You do need this thing called oxygen when you sleep, okay? Now, there are several plants that produce a lot of oxygen that can help you sleep and give you more oxygen. One is pothos, which I think is called devil's ivy, and the other is peace lily. You can keep these in your room and they'll produce more oxygen for you so you can sleep better. This is one reason why people tend to sleep better with the window open. But oxygen is very important, especially when you're sleeping. Now, is light important when you're sleeping? Well, you want no lights when you're sleeping, but light is a very huge factor, okay? Especially blue light. Now, that blue light inhibits melatonin. Now, red light or infrared light, it increases melatonin. So if you are using incandescent lights in your house, that's a very, very good thing because that will give off a lot of infrared. All right, what about liquids? Should you drink right before bed? Well, not if you have a problem urinating, okay, through the night. I recommend try to get most of your water right around dinner time and not past that. But if you're getting up 10 times a night, that's going to mess up your sleep. All right, what about if you have pain or inflammation, like in your back and you're trying to sleep? Well, the solution for that is usually vitamin D3, and you want to take about 10,000 international units before bed. And that should usually handle any type of lower back pain that's occurring. Thinking and solving problems. What do you do about that? Well, a really good solution would be to take vitamin B1. That helps to turn that off, and that can help you drift off into a better sleep. What about cramps in your feet? Okay, that's usually a magnesium deficiency. It could also be a potassium deficiency. And if you get cramps, chances are you need to look at your eating and finding out what you're not eating that you should be eating. All right, heart rate. Okay, if you have a higher pulse rate, that is going to affect your sleep greatly. Okay, that usually is a potassium deficiency. So you need to consume foods high in potassium, which are usually vegetables in larger quantities. It is another cause of high pulse rate, and that is your pH is too acid. All right, what about digestion? Is that important? Yeah, I recently did a video on drinking some kefir before bed. Now, if you're on the ketogenic plan, maybe you have that right after dinner. Kefir has a combination of not just bacteria, but yeast, friendly yeast as well. And so when you take that, it's going to help your gut and you're going to make more neurotransmitters, L-tryptophan, serotonin, which turns into melatonin. So kefir is a very good thing to take in the evening to help your digestive system.